sports. Sports for dummies. That is what we are going to be talking about today, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, everyone. It is Jake Baller ASMR. If you can't tell by the name, I do enjoy some sports here and there. So I thought today, since obviously the channel has definitely some different views on sports. Some of you absolutely love sports, and some of you have no idea what's going on. So I thought it'd be kind of a fun video idea to do a kind of sports lingo verbiage, kind of like a sports for dummies style of video. Tonight, we're just gonna do a nice, relaxing sort of whisper ramble on some of the more key terms when it comes to the sporting world, and some sports in particular, and just some stuff you would probably hear when talking sports with somebody outside of the internet space. So hopefully you guys enjoy tonight's video, and if you do, please leave a like on tonight's video. If you guys could just press the like button, I would very much appreciate that. It also lets me know that you guys still enjoy this sports content here on the channel. If you guys want me to continue doing some sports ASMR, talking NBA, football, NFL, all that stuff, let me know by giving this video a like, and just maybe I'll continue making that kind of content. And also make sure to comment down below maybe any other sporting lingo you guys can think about. You can help out people who watch this who really need the help. Or maybe you can just comment down below your favorite sports term. That could be kind of fun. Or maybe even just your favorite sport. I like that too. Not all of these things are going to be super well known. Some of these things are going to be very dumb and no duh. Some of these things, even you sports fans out there might not even know. So let's just try to keep all the info we need, and let's see what we can find out here, alright? Here we go. The first one, the first example of the kit, and maybe this will sort of help out the video and your understanding of what this video is really about. One example to give for a nice little sports lingo is to give it your best shot. What does it mean to give it your best shot? Now see, that lingo can kind of go to a bunch of different things, but obviously giving it your best shot is a phrase they say comes from basketball, meaning to try something with your full effort. Did that actually derive from basketball? Like, did that actually come from basketball? I feel like giving it your best shot was like just like a universal term, but I guess not. Okay, there we go. Give it your best shot. Hopefully you know what that means. So, some sort of sports lingo here and there. But there are some actual key terms that maybe some people still don't really know till this day. Like, what is a fumble? A fumble. Do you know what a fumble is? A fumble is also a sort of a key term, but it's also something that actually does happen in a game. A fumble is when in football, the offensive player, or I guess it could technically be defensive, but it's once you get the ball, you're not a defensive player anymore. Anyways, when you are a player in football who holds the football and it gets hit out of your possession, when you're a player on the field with the football and it gets hit out of your possession, it is a fumble. A fumble. Now, of course, fumble can also mean sort of a more conversational term is losing on an opportunity. So let's use the girl guy sort of form of things, and if your girl breaks up with you, you fumbled her. Like a great girl, your girl is amazing, but she dumps you, you're fumbled. You can fumble the bag, fumble money, fumbling on an opportunity. You're dropping the ball on an opportunity. Fumble, fumble, fumble. A Hail Mary. Now, Hail Marys are an actual thing, a religious thing, but in sports, definitely different. A Hail Mary is a football term for a desperate, last-minute effort to achieve which is why it's called a Hail Mary. A touchdown. Hey, that's a good one to get to know. What is a touchdown? A touchdown. A touchdown. In football is obviously, of course, when the team scores. When the team scores, when the football team scores. There's actually an entire website, if you guys didn't know, strictly for NFL football terminology. I actually didn't know that. There is an official NFL website. It's like a glossary for football terms, which is kind of crazy. You can look up what a tackle is. A tackle. A tackle occurs when a defensive player forces the opposing player with the ball on the ground or out of bounds to stop the runner downfield. Advancing downfield and to end the play. So I guess if you don't know what a tackle is, you can know exactly to the T exactly what it is. They also have like a player glossary. It's like, what's a tight end? A tight end lines up on the end of the offensive line outside of the tackle and tackle and acts as an extra blocker on running plays and also can become a receiver. So if you don't know, a tight end is basically a player that can pass. That can block, but also receive as well from the pass. Nothing too crazy there. What's a timeout? What's a touchback? A bunch of different things here. But let's see, a touchdown. A touchdown. The most valuable score in the NFL worth exactly 6 points. A player scores a touchdown if he carries or catches the ball across the goal line into the other team's end zone. Ta-da, there you go. Nothing crazy there. A touchdown is 6 points. Pretty obvious. There is the extra point after the touchdown, which allows the team to get a 7th point, or there is the 2-point conversion, which allows the team to get their 8th point. So you either get 6, 8 is the max. Most people get 7, so that's why you usually count scores by 7 in the NFL, even though 6 is what it really is. A lot of football terminology to start this video. Let's maybe skip around to a couple different sports. Doing a lot of football talk. An ace. An ace. A-C-E. What is an ace? An ace is a baseball term. An ace is a top pitcher or an excellent pitcher. So if your team has a really good pitcher and he's probably the best one, he is their ace. Their ace. That's actually a really dope term. To be called the ace is pretty sick. Let's see here. Oh wait. Is this true? If you're a fan of boxing or combat sports, is this correct? I've actually never heard of this. A beezer. Why do I feel like I'm not allowed to say that? A beezer. It is a slang term for a nose. A beezer. I've never heard of that before. Warming the bench or a bench warmer. Warming the bench. What does warming the bench mean, or being a bench warmer? There have definitely been times I've been a bench warmer. A bench warmer is a term, by the way, really good movie, very funny movie. Is basically a player on a sports team that really isn't that good. He's not good enough to play. He isn't good enough to get any playing time, so he warms the bench by sitting his butt on it for the entire time. So if you're with your buddies and they say, that guy's a bench warmer, and they're watching the game, that guy is not very good. Not very good. A cheap shot. Come on, like, again, the very universal term. A cheap shot refers to an underhanded move in sports. Could also be unfair criticism or an attack. very basic sports term. If you don't know what a cheap shot is, that's crazy. They even have come out swinging. Like, come on, everybody knows what come out swinging means. To come out swinging. Come out swinging is when, you try your hardest at the very start. You gotta try hard at the very start. Any other good ones here? Down to the wire. Down to the wire. When something is down to the wire, what does that mean? Oh wow! It actually says here it comes from horse racing. Is that true? Down to the wire came from horse racing. I guess I actually didn't know where a lot of these sort of terms came from. This is actually kind of cool to see where these came from. Down to the wire from horse racing describes a situation undecided until the very last moment. Seems about right. Definitely seems about right, yeah. Down to the wire. Interesting. I don't know how that would really work, though, for horse racing. I just don't know horse racing, I guess. A full court press. A full court press. I'll give you a hint. It does involve my favorite sport of basketball. What is a full court press? No, it's not when you press the court. I'll read off here. A full court press is an intensive defensive strategy in basketball. The full court press is all about exerting pressure all over the entire court to disrupt the enemy team's opposing game plan. Basically, a full court press is when the team is stuck on the opposing team that have the ball for the entire court. So they have no space, there's nothing, it's completely on-ball defense, no slack, very intense. You usually see a lot of full court press if the game is down the line, it's a very close game. If there's an offensive player going absolutely crazy, they might pull off a full court press and just kind of make it a little uncomfy for them and get real right up in their grill. That is a full court press, and it's that for the entire court. They don't slack off them the entire time they're on the court. They're stuck on them like glue. Gosh, there are so many different websites that have so many different ones. Here's one finally for some soccer fans, some football fans. We have a hat trick. Anybody know what a hat trick? A hat trick is. A hat trick is when a single player from a football club scores a goal 3 times. Only them. So it's if a single player scores 3 times, boom, boom, boom. I don't think it has to be in a row. I think it's just as long as it's in a game. Hat trick, hat trick, hat trick. 3 goals, 1 game, 1 player. I think it might be the same terminology in hockey as well. If there are any hockey fans out there, I actually don't know this. If a hockey player also scores 3 goals in hockey, I think it's also called a hat trick. I think. If I'm not mistaken, I think it is. It's when a single player scores 3 times in their sport. God, again, some of these are so funny. Hoops. Guys, what's hoops? I guess this is for noobs. This is for newbies. Hoops. What is hoops? Hoops. It is a slang term for basketball. A slang term for basketball. Slang term for basketball. A home run. What is a home run? A home run. I'm sorry, I should not be laughing here. A home run. A home run. A home run is when a batter in baseball, yes it is a baseball term, when a batter in baseball hits the ball so hard, it hits the ball out of the field. It hits the ball out of the field. That is a home run, and that player scores. Now there's also another term called a grand slam. Sorry, my nose is really itchy. A grand slam. So there's a home run. Is when one player, I guess technically 3 players can score in a home run. A 1-player home run, a 2-player bases in baseball when there are 4 bases loaded with players. That then changes from a home run to a grand slam when all four players score at once. A grand slam. It is not just something from actually, is it from Denny's? I think Denny's is the place that does the grand slam, right? It's not IHOP, I think it's Denny's, yeah. Ooh, a red shirt. Now that could be kind of tricky for some people. If a player red shirts, if they red shirt, no, it's not physically when they wear a red shirt, which I actually have no idea why the term red shirt exists. Maybe at one point those people did have to wear red shirts. I actually don't know what the term comes from. I know what the term is, but I don't really know where it comes from though. It says here a red shirt is usually a collegiate player or athlete who skips a year of play without losing eligibility. So a red shirt could be from injury, it could be from another sort of situation. So let's just say I'm in college and I break my leg and I can't play. I could make that a redshirt year and come back the next year like nothing happened. It's basically allowing another year of eligibility because of some sort of scenario, whether it's like an injury. I think there are some other ways you can get around things, but usually redshirt is that. It's out for a reason, and you can come back whenever. But I honestly don't know what the redshirt term comes from. Why is it a red shirt? If you know, I would actually really love to know down below in the comments. We have a slam dunk. If you are ever talking sports with somebody and you use the term slam dunk, you're unk. There's no way anyone who actually watches basketball calls it a slam dunk. There's no way. It's just a dunk. It is just a dunk. So please disregard this post. This is not true. A dunk is a forceful, traumatic move, especially when it's on or against somebody in a game of basketball. Slamming the ball through the hoop. Yes, but yeah, definitely never, please God, never, ever use the term slam dunk. No one since probably 1990s have been using the term slam dunk before. Just call it a dunk, and you're good to go. I do know I talk a lot of soccer, at least I used to. Sometimes I do still talk some soccer, some football on the channel. There are some soccer terms where a lot of you guys still don't know a lot about, like what is a pitch? Anybody know what a pitch is? I'm sure there are some people here who probably know some soccer and don't know what a pitch is. The pitch is the actual playing field in soccer. It's like the actual field. It's not a soccer field. It's the pitch. The pitch. The goal line. The goal line is the boundary at each end of the field where the goals are scored. So there's a goal line. A goal line. There's center circle. Do you know what the term center circle means? If you think of a football pitch, center circle, it's the area of the middle of the field where the kickoffs occur. A nutmeg. Anybody know what nutmegging is? A nutmeg is when you pass the ball in between a defender's legs. So let's just say I'm standing right in front of you, you have the soccer ball, and you kick it between my legs as I'm guarding you, defending you. That is called a nutmeg, and that happens pretty often, and it's pretty embarrassing. Holy cow, I just found a website that has, like, terminology for, like, every sport. It is crazy. Volleyball, any volleyball fans out there? What is a smash? A smash, I mean, I guess it kind of gives its own little clue away. A smash in volleyball is a high-energy, powerful shot which takes place table tennis? Any table tennis fans out there? What is a chop? A chop. A chop. A chop is a type of shot in which the racket faces point horizontally, perhaps a little bit upwards, and in the direction to the stroke that is straight down. It's a defensive chop. Interesting. So it's like a defensive move in table tennis. Interesting. Holy cow. They have weightlifting terms. Anybody know what a snatch is? Actually, I can't say that. Gosh, this video has actually been a lot of fun. We have love. Does anybody know what sport the term love, L-O-V-E, love, what love comes from? Anybody know? Anybody know? It's from tennis. Do you know what the reference of love is for? Love means 0 points. So if someone has a score on somebody else, the other person doesn't have a score, it could be 15 love. So it's 15 to nothing, which I think that's how tennis works, right? It goes from like 15, 30, 45, I think if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Cricket. You know what? I've had some people in my Monday and Thursday night live streams ask me, Jake Baller, do you watch cricket? Do you know anything about cricket? Absolutely not. A sixer in cricket. A sixer is a scores of 6 runs. Makes a lot of sense. A sixer. They also have a thing called silly point. A silly point is a fielding position near the batsman. Silly point. That is very, very silly. Oh my goodness, guys. This video could literally go on for days and days and days. There are so many just key terminology that I guess people just don't know. Definitely at the start of the video was the most surprising part of the video, like going for gold. Like people know what going for gold means. I would assume, but maybe in like the sports world it might mean something different. We also learned a couple of key terms like what the heck even is a touchdown, a home run, a grand slam, bada bing, bada boom. So I feel like we did do a lot of learning today, and hopefully a lot of relaxing as well. Thank you guys so much for watching tonight's video. Definitely just like a nice, fun, kind of funny video. I do have some more fun for you guys coming up very soon. If you guys do want me to do more sports related content, please let me know by leaving a little like, pressing the like button down below. I'd really appreciate that. Also by just,